Behind. That is the word, isn't it? It is late, you are in bed. The phone is the only light in the room, and someone you trained with, someone you sat next to, someone younger than you has just announced the thing, the promotion, the house, the launch, the life that looks finished. And you pressed like because you are happy for them. You genuinely are. And then you put the phone down and lay there in the dark, doing the maths. The maths of where you should be by now. I want to say something to you that nobody has said, and I need you to hear it properly. My name is Hannah Ola. I work at the intersection of identity, life transitions, and becoming. And this video is for everyone doing the maths in the dark. Here is what is at stake if you get this wrong. People who believe they are behind do not just feel bad, they make bad decisions. They rush, they grab the nearest available certainty. The first job, the first offer, the first exit, anything that ends the in between. They sign up for lives that fit the timeline and do not fit the person. And then a few years later, they are tired in a life they chose in a panic. And they call that being behind too. The cycle feeds itself. That is the cost, not the feeling, the decisions the feeling makes for you. So let us take the feeling apart. Let me name what this actually feels like, because I do not think anyone has named it for you. It feels like dreading the question, so what are you doing now? Like rehearsing your answer in the car before you walk into the gathering. It feels like embarrassment with no actual wrongdoing attached to it. You have not failed at anything. And still, there is this low hum of shame about where you are. It feels like being lonely in a very specific way. Not alone, lonely, because the people who knew the old you still talk to you as if you are that person. And the person you are becoming does not have people yet. It feels like fear, late at night, that something is wrong with you, that everyone else got a copy of the plan and yours was lost in the post. If any of that landed, I want you to notice something. Not one of those feelings is evidence that you are behind. Every single one of them is what it feels like to be between. They are not symptoms of failure. They are the weather of the in-between, and weather passes. Behind is a measurement, and every measurement needs a clock. So ask yourself one honest question. Whose clock are you reading? Because the timeline you are measuring yourself against was not written by you. It was assembled from your parents' hopes, from your school's definition of success, from the careers of people you trained with, from an algorithm that shows you other people's announcements and none of their Tuesday afternoons. When you compare yourself to someone else's announcement, you are comparing your inside to their outside, your in between to their arrival, your chapter 11 to their chapter 20. Nobody announces the in between. There is no post that says, currently between identities, unsure who I'm becoming, please like and share. So the feed shows you a world of arrivals, and you conclude you are the only person still in transit. You are not. You are watching their edited, highlighted reel and measuring it against your unfinished draft. That is not a fair competition. That is not even a real one. So here is the distinction I promised you at the start. Behind is a judgment. Between is a location. A judgment tells you what you are worth. A location tells you where you are. A judgment ends the conversation. A location starts the navigation. You cannot move forward from a judgment. There is nowhere to go from I am behind except faster. And faster is how people end up building the same life twice. But you can move from a location because a location has a before and an after. It has a direction. It is on the way to somewhere. Between is the place where one version of you has genuinely ended and the next version has genuinely not arrived yet. The in between is not empty time. It is not a waiting room. It is a workshop. The work the in between does in you cannot be done in any other place. The sorting of what was yours from what was only borrowed, the quiet testing of what you actually want against what you were told to want, the slow building of a self that does not need an audience to exist. People who rush the in between arrive somewhere new as exactly the same person, and then they wonder why the new life feels like the old one. The time you think you are losing is the time the becoming takes. You cannot be late to your own becoming. So, how do you live in the between without the between destroying you? Three things. First, stop comparing your process to someone else's product. Your in between is a process, their arrival is a product. You are watching the finished version and measuring it against your unfinished draft. That comparison will always make you feel behind because you are comparing the wrong things. Second, stop asking when. Start asking what. When is the wrong question in the between. When will this end? When will I arrive? When will I know what I am becoming? When keeps you focused on the gap. What brings you back to the formation? What is being formed in me right now? What am I learning that I could not learn anywhere else? What is this season producing in me? Third, name where you actually are. Not where you think you should be, not where someone else is, where you actually are. Because you cannot navigate from a location you have not named. The GPS does not calculate a route until it has found your current position. You are between. That is a position, not a failure. Name it, and then we can build from there. What I have been describing today is the in between, the gap between who you were and who you are becoming. The season that looks like being behind, but is actually formation. This experience has a name. I call it the liminal space. It is stage 2 of a framework I have spent years building called the Becoming Map. 3 stages: a before self, which is who you were, a liminal space, which is where you are now, and an emerging self, who you are becoming. You are in stage 2, the liminal space, and it is supposed to feel like this. The disorientation is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that the becoming is real. There is a free guide linked below to help you identify exactly where you are on the map. Subscribe, because this channel exists to give the in-between a name, a map, and a way through. And leave a comment. Just one word. Where are you right now? Before, between, or arriving? I read everyone. My name is Hannah Oller. You are not behind. You are between. And between is exactly where the becoming happens.